On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all, land of the lost. I was raised in the country, and I paid all my dues. I was made in the country, and I won't change just for you. The place I call my home is deep out in the woods. If you don't belong, you better keep about these woods. Like my trucks are loud and my car's real fast, and I love the sound of a shotgun blast. Come around acting all big and bad, then Mr. Postman, that's gonna be your ass. Now I pray to the Lord if trouble stays a hell away from us. But just in case one day it comes, I'm not afraid, I got 'em loaded up. It's in my blood, it's in my roots, I keep it real down to my boots. And they hate to see me winning, cause they say I'm born to lose. Might be true, but I ain't losing, I ain't making no excuses. In the land of the lost, you gotta keep it moving. On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all,
Come on.
land of the lost. New breed.
It was backwoods and fishing holes, wild hogs and tadpoles. It was bobcats and backhoes. We were haul ass on these back roads. A bunch of assholes and country hicks, outlaws and lunatics. They would chew tobacco, smoke cigarettes, and the breath smelled like old Milwaukee's best. Back then, no one even ever heard of meth, but nowadays everybody wanna flirt with death. You better purry up the guy for the ones that's left. But between me and you, it's a hell of a mess. I mean, drive through the country, take a look around, y'all. You can smell the meth cooking like a fucking hound dog. And I put too many of my friends in the ground, or they locked in the pen and they ain't never coming out. Then the pills came and shit for real change. Childhood just don't feel the same. Daddy strung out and we got bills to pay, so we caught a case and got locked away. Back in the day, it was different times. I guess I came up in the nick of time, cause I still seen hell and been victimized. But I'ma get what's mine, cause I'm a different kind. I'm wide awake, I don't sleep good. I'm from Rock Ridge and Creekwood. In the deep woods, I was raised up, so this bullshit don't faze us. No government gon' save us. Ain't no way in hell you gon' play us. We prayed up, these masks off. In these last days, this is last call. Your soft ass won't last long. You better stand up and be a man, boy. Don't back down when it goes down. You better learn how to throw hands, boy.
On them back roads where the alligators crawl in the swampland, we ain't worried about no law. You can find me in the woods with my dogs under pine trees in the land of the lost.
I've been drinking on this whiskey, got my head up in the clouds, and if this world keep fucking with me, I ain't never coming down. So fuck this mask and all this trash that y'all keep trying to spread around. Tip your glass or kiss my ass, but I ain't dealing with you clowns.
Bless them all, land of the lost. God bless them all, land of the lost. Welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. I'm Steve McMillan along with Bryce and BJ.
Hello, hello.
Hello?
SBBJ. You're watching the Bluegrass Cup Series here at Cota. 34 laps tonight. Can Aaron Smith make it 3 for 3? Only time can tell as final practice is winding down and we're fixing to head into qualifying. BJ, go ahead and go over the points.
Yeah, oh, it's just in the process of getting it pulled up. Oh, I still got to kill my air conditioner. I do apologize for that. My 18-wheeler in the background is off. All right. So, looking at the points going into tonight, we still got Aaron Smith leading the way in the points. He's got a sizable margin over Alex Huffman, 41 points to be exact. He's the winningest driver of the season with 3 wins out of his 7 starts. Alex Huffman in second with 7 starts. Gabriel Ellison in third, 6 starts. Brandon Holder, fourth, 6 starts. And Steven Tucker rounding out the top 5. And also, another interesting stat that I've not even looked at this season is we do have team points. Lucky Ducks Motorsports is leading team points by 210 points over Syndicate, and then third is Coast to Coast Motorsports.
What are you looking on the track right now? Car number 31, Brandon Holder from Mammoth Springs, Arkansas on track. Also joining on the track is the 40 of Lyndon Huffman. Mikey Neal Jr. the 8 machine is rolling off pit road. Alex Huffman in the 4 there. Also out. Tony Iverson in the 72. From Nevada, you got Brian Terry and Jonathan Cogswell. All these drivers. Look at the time in, and Bryce, go ahead and tell us the valuable information for tonight's race.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have, it's a 34 lap race this evening. Stage breaks are on lap 10 and lap 20. And it looks like they can get around 10 to 12 laps on field this evening. And they still have 2 sets of tires in the pits to get through tonight.
10 to 12 laps. Did you tell me last night we had 10 to 12 laps?
I think it's been like that. I think the Xfinity had 10 to 12 laps too.
Well, at any rate, another driver out on track right now. It's the man on a mission, Aaron Smith in the 70. He is also out on track right now. He's 2 for 2 so far this week, looking to go 3 for 3 tonight. So we look on screen, we have Mo Abbott from Sacramento, California in the 48. He's on his out lap, looking to build some momentum into his first lap.
As you see on screen, you got Scott Fritz right now. Scott, he ran the Xfinity race last night, and I think he'll agree with me in saying that he struggled last night. So I'm curious to see how he does in his home. I won't say home, he's a dirt track guy, but he does a little bit better in the Cup cars and the Xfinity. So looking forward to see what he can do tonight.
Well, he was leading the points in the Xfinity. I don't know that I'd say he does better in the Cup than Xfinity.
I know he's better at, in this track than what he was. I know he was leading the Xfinity. I don't pay attention to my points, to be honest with you. I know I'm mid-20s, so I'm not paying attention to him.
Well, that was because y'all were talking about before the race. Frankie Barroso on the track into car number 12 from Miami Shores, Florida.
While these drivers continue to make their way around the track, our stage breaks, unless I missed it, I think Bryce forgot to mention it. Our stage break tonight is on lap 10 and lap 20.
I concur with that because I did say it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I'm looking at something else.
Yeah, totally something else on his mind.
Yep. And we do have two no qualifiers tonight. We got Alex Huffman and Ryan Patty, all due to league rules as well. Found them too. I'm not worried about starting in the back this evening because after watching what Aaron Smith on screen did the last 2 nights, coming through the field should be a breeze for these two.
We look at Aaron Smith coming to the start-finish line there with a 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Here's Matt Grenier there in the 15 machine. Cedric Hunter in a 71 from Canada. Tony Iverson, second quick right now. There's Jonathan Cogswell passing the start-finish line. Look at Brandon Holder, goes to second quick. Mikey Neal Jr. up to third. So your top 5 looking like this. Smith, David Farber, Holder, Mikey Neal Jr., Tony Iverson, your top 5. Here's Landon Huffman. Brian Terry goes 7th quick. Here's Frankie Barroso in that 12 machine.
A lot of drivers yet to go that have not put down a qualifying time over the last couple nights this week. We've not seen a lot of drivers put down qualifying times. It's been right around 8 to 12 cars that have been qualifying, so I expect right about the same here tonight. As we currently have 10 cars that have got down a lap. Mo Abbott right now coming around, if I'm not mistaken, to put down his first lap. See what he can put down here tonight. He will go 11th with a 2-minute 23.75 second lap. I love the way the brake rotors glow on these cars.
That's a nice touch iRacing put in. Absolutely.
It really is.
Oh, your top 5 look like this. Aaron Smith, David Farber, Brandon Holder, Cedric Hunter, and Mikey Neal Jr., your top 5. Here at Cota. Iverson goes 5th quick now on that 72 machine.
So, do you guys want to hear a fun fact about Aaron Smith right now?
Yeah.
With his qualifying time tonight, that would have led him, depending on what the thousandth place was, he would be lining up second place in the real life Cup Series race. Second place, front row, with his lap time.
Why?
Yep.
He's slow then.
He's got a 2-minute 12.3 second lap.
Pole from last season was from Ryan Blaney. This season, 22 Cup Series at Cota, was a 2-minute 12 seconds 2-minute 12 seconds point 34.
Well, he definitely beat it then, because he definitely beat Aaron Smith, because Aaron Smith went 2 minutes 12.36.
Yeah, so he would be either right. He's depending on what the thousandth number is. He'll either be lining up second, lining up third.
Alrighty.
So yeah.
Well,
good job, Aaron Smith.
Information. Out on track right now. We've got Doug at New Bigging. He's coming to put down his first lap. See what he can do. Still learning the turns, but if I'm not mistaken, he'll be heading to the Whataburger turn here in a second.
15.
Nope, that's not it.
16.
Nope, okay, I was wrong. I thought that was going to be the Whataburger turn.
So you're almost there. You're going to turn 17 right now.
I call that the American turn. It's red, white, and blue.
Turn 18. This is turn 19. And right now he's heading into... Right, here's your Whataburger turn. Here's 19. Coming down the little short straight right here into turn number 20. And making a hard left turn straight on to the main straightaway there. Yep.
Let's see what he can put down here as he does not cross the stripe. Okay. Alright. That's not what I was expecting to see, but no lap time down for him yet.
So, do y'all want to know an interesting fact?
What's up, Steve?
Sure.
These drivers who drive all 34 laps will make how many turns without using a calculator?
Ooh. 34 times 2 is 68, 680 turns.
That's right, 680 turns these drivers will make. Here is your results on the board, your top 5 for qualifying. Will look like this. Frankie Barroso, quick time. Aaron Smith, Brandon Holder, David Farmer, and Cedric Hunter. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole from the Texas Family Racing, car number 12. It's Frankie Barroso. It's his outside. That's Satellite Racing Team, car number 70. It's Aaron Smith, the second.
Inside row number 2 from Glove Box Motorsports, the 31 of Brandon Holder, and to his outside, the 84 of David Farmer.
Starting in road number 3, we got Cedric Hunter in the 71 machine on his outside. Starting 6th, we got Matt Grenier in the 15.
We're on your 4th row to the inside, the Luminescence Esports, car number 8. It's Mikey Neal Jr. And to his outside, the Iverson Autosports, car number 72. It's Tony Iverson.
Inside row number 5 from T-Berry Motorsports, the number 1 machine, it's Scott Fritz. To his outside from Indiana, the 27, Jonathan Cogswell.
From the Mid-South, we got 13, Brian Terry on his outside. We got Mo Abbott in the 48.
Roll it off on your 7th row, the Matthew Beeman driving car number 40. It's Lyndon Huffman, and to his outside, the High Side Hustler Motorsports, car number 34 is Jason Bridges.
Elite Motorsports number 4, Alex Huffman on the inside of row number 8. To his outside, it's the 7, Doug Newbigging.
And riding at your field tonight in the 17th position, we got Ryan Patty on his outside. We got Gabriel Ellison in the 77 machine.
From the backwoods. Never mind.
Okay, Steve.
34 laps here at Cota. You said the stage break was when?
Lap 10 and lap 20.
All right.
They're going to have a use a set of tires for 2 stints here to finish out this race. They only have 2 extra sets laying on pit road right now.
Ooh. Yeah, there's a little bit of a wrench in the works.
Oh yeah. So I'm really curious to see if when they head into this first stint, so they can make it. It could be close, but what I'm hearing is they should be able to make it to each stage in one stint. So I'm curious to see if they run, the same set of tires they start the race on into the second stage, or if they come and take tires on the first stage, run through their second stage, and come in on the green flag pit stop to finish out the race. But I was curious to see what their strategy is going to be tonight.
All right, they're pulling my Porsche down to pit road, fixing to park it on my trailer. We're fixing to go green. Give it for Frankie Barroso and Aaron Smith on the front row as they head down to the Michelin Tire start zone. Marty and his triplets waving the green flag. Frankie Barroso headed into turn number 1. He goes a little wide there. Several. We got. Oh, that's the. They keep it going. But that was the 72.
Nice job by everybody to hold on to it. Both Smith and Barroso both swinging it very wide in the first turn. Take a quick look at the replay. It looks like Tony Iverson, 72, just got very loose. To back up the live pictures, we got Frankie Barroso leading the way. He's got the man on a mission, the guy with a hot streak, the flying banana of Aaron Smith right behind him. All over the back bumper of that number 12 machine, just looking for his window of opportunity to make a pass. David Farmer sitting in third right now. Cedric Hunter fourth, and Brandon Holder our current top 5. Biggest moves of the race already before the first lap's even done. We've got Landon Huffman up 6 spots. Alex Huffman up 7 spots. Ryan Patty up 7 spots. Those 2 drivers doing a fantastic job and moving forward early in this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Those drivers are absolutely on a roll right now. But one thing I want to get into right now is where the difference between these cars and the Xfinity cars and the trucks that ran here earlier this week. Aaron Smith right now, he's currently running second place. I believe Frankie Barroso might have what it takes to beat him tonight. But as I was saying, that he is driving a completely different car when it comes to the difference between the last 2 nights and tonight. The difference is that these cars have independent rear suspension, which means they handle better on these road courses. They have bigger brakes, so they can dive in a little bit harder. And also, the biggest difference between this and the Xfinity and trucks is the fact that it is no longer a 4-gear transmission. So we got cars swinging out wide there in turn 19. So basically what I'm meaning by that is these cars are now sequential 5-gear transmission. So now they are adding another gear into these equations. So they're shifting more a lap than the last 2 races combined are.
Well, lap number 1 in the books. Frankie Barroso, your race leader, led lap number 1. Second is Aaron Smith. David Farmer in third, that 84 machine. Then you have Cedric Hunter and Brendan Holder, your top 5. Right now, your top 4 single filed out. 5th, a little bit back. We're about 3 car lengths back from, let's see, Cedric Hunter. Then you got gap to Alex Huffman there in the 4 machine, currently running in the 6th position. Here's Matt Grenier right there to 8, and Tony Iverson.
Tony Iverson's around right there, Steve. He looped it. And he's in the grass. It's like he's able to get going there. You can almost get stuck in the grass right there. It's really hard. Curious to see what happens. Like he got on the brakes and his bias might be a little too far out in the back there. And it's either that or he gunned it too early in the turn. So unfortunate for Tony Iverson, but look forward to him to get back up and going and get back into the fight here.
He has been struggling the entire race so far. The very first turn, turning it sideways on the exit of the turn. Now going around. Tony Iverson not having the start to this race that he's looking for, but he's still got quite a few laps, still a lot of turns to go to get that 72 machine back rolling, get things figured out, start working his way back through the field. Aaron Smith is all over the back bumper of Frankie Barroso. Once again, Barroso able to put about a car length gap between them. But Aaron Smith is starting to get things sorted out, starting to get it figured out where he's been the last 2 nights. Just looking for that window of opportunity from Barroso to take that position. Trying to run. Barroso doing a good job right now, though, staying very steady, staying calm with the likes of Aaron Smith, David Farmer, both behind him. Barroso possibly going to have the best finish of the season. It is still early, though, to say.
As you look as they head into turn number 1. Now, the brake rotors are glowing on that 12 machine, but he's pulled away from Aaron Smith. David Farmer all on the hip pocket there as they go into turn number 2. Side by side. Into the S's. Farmer to the inside. Now, Smith has it. Now, look at Farmer, because Hunter is on the inside of him.
Yeah, that little battle between Farmer and Smith has allowed Hunter to get caught up to him. Now Cedric is looking for opportunities around Farmer. There you see him taking a look to the left side of him. Is he going to be able to hold it? No, he's going to back off into the next turn. I believe that is turn 10 if I'm not mistaken. Now he's going to take another look to the left through the tight hairpin. He's going to make it stick. A little bit of contact between him and Farmer. No harm, no foul. These two drivers continue on. Hunter's got the position.
Yeah, earlier going back earlier when him and David Farmer and Aaron Smith are battling into the S's right there. You can, but it's really hard to run that side by side. So I was really excited to see who was going to relinquish that first. It's like as you see on track right now, further on back, trying to catch up here. We got, see what number this is. I think that's the 8. We got Mikey Neal Jr. in the 34 of Jason Bridges battling it out on track heading into turn. We got trouble right there. The 7 and the 27 get into it. Don't know what really went on right there, but they're able to get back going right here. Doug Newbigging didn't put down a time, but looks like he was able to raise up 2 positions from the start of this race as well.
Well, Frankie Barroso continues to lead as he passes the Whataburger turn. As he goes into the final turn down the straightaway. Aaron Smith now closing back up on Frankie Barroso as they complete lap number 3 on lap number 4. Next time by will be 30 laps to go as they head into turn number 1. Frankie Barroso makes the turn nice and clean on the loud pedal as they head into turn number 2. The top 2 starting to pull away from Cedric Hunter and David Farmer. Now they're into the S's. The top 4 have really pulled away actually from Brandon Holder, that's currently running in 5th position.
Neat little tidbit of information, a little bit of insight on this race right now. The driver in 4th, the 84 of David Farmer, the last car in line with these 4 pulling away from the field. He has actually put down the fastest lap of the race thus far with a 2-minute 13.74 second lap over Frankie Barroso by 1/100th of a second. These drivers are all moving extremely quickly, all very, very close in the fastest lap that they put down of the race. It's still anyone's game. Aaron Smith has not had any competition all week long, but tonight could be very, very different. It's a completely different animal, these cars versus the Xfinity and the trucks. And right now, these drivers are putting up a battle against them tonight.
Yeah, we knew this was coming. There's a reason he's up in the Cup Series, and last night I found out why that is. He blew my doors off heading into turn 11, and I just gave it up to him. So it's good to see him having.
all right. To each your own, whatever floats your boat there, Bryce.
Get
your mind out of the gutters.
I'm just saying.
Oh man, you guys ruined that. Thanks. But I'm really glad to see that he is not walking away from this one. The 12 of Frankie Barroso was actually able to keep the 70 of Aaron Smith behind him. I've been hearing stuff about Frankie Barroso on road courses saying that he is what you would call a road course ringer. He knows his way around any road course on the circuit. And from what I'm seeing so far, and from what I'm seeing that last lap, I firmly believe it. And I believe he is the person tonight he has to be the person that's going to put Aaron Smith in his place.
Well, Barroso is pulled away now from Aaron Smith, currently running in 2nd. Hunter, Farmer, and Holder, your top 5. There's Brandon Holder in that 5th position. Then you got Alex Huffman and Brandon Huffman. That's 6th and 7th on the board. There's Matt Bernier there. Looked like he went off track, and Mikey Neal Jr. now takes over that 8th position. Jason Bridges passing Ryan Patty. Matt Grenier in the 15 machine. Currently running 9th right there. So he had a little mishap, but that allowed. You saw Mikey Neal Jr. just shoot past him. But back up front, you can see Frankie Barroso still out front here at Cota. the Circuit of Americas. Your top four looking really strong. They're together. BJ, when they hit the start finish line, they'll have 5 laps to go.
5 to go to the end of the stage. Barossa doing everything he needs to do. He's staying smooth. He's staying calm. He is proving what was said about him, that he's the road course ringer. He's driving with class is the best way I can think to say it. I mean, just incredibly smooth right now. Aaron Smith all over his back bumper trying to do everything he can to get by him, or at least right now even just stick with him. Their lap times very, very close, but Barossa with the edge the entire time. It's making it very difficult for Aaron Smith to pull off what he set out to do at the beginning of this week when he drove the truck series. Told us he wanted to win all 3 races. Right now he is having to put up a fight to do it, as Barossa is making it look easy right now and sticking out in front of him.
Yeah, one thing Aaron Smith cannot do is start mirror driving, and that means he cannot start driving out of his rearview mirror and trying to find where Aaron Smith is at. But one thing I know Frankie Barossa will not do is that. I got trouble with that, doing that last night a couple times. So he just needs to stay forward, not worry about what's going on behind him, and just focus on driving the track, and he'll be just fine.
Barossa out front, doing a good job holding off Aaron Smith. The top 2 are starting to pull away. There's Cedric Cutter in 3rd. He's right about 4 car length back from Smith. And then you have David Farmer in the 84 machine. Brian Terry having some problems. Currently running in that 17th position. Went off track a little bit. He's a little way behind. As you look throughout the field, there's Brandon Holder in the 5th position, because you see Alex Huffman and Landon Huffman in his hip pocket.
You're talking about Brian Terry having some trouble falling back to 17th. One driver that is not having trouble here tonight and doing the exact opposite, that is Alex Huffman in the 4 machine. Right there, you see him on screen. He is up 9 positions, doing a fantastic job here tonight, just working his way through the field. Got up there very quickly, and it's almost like he just stalled out. Got up to the drivers that have learned the track or know the track and are doing what they got to do to stay up towards the front, making it difficult for Alex Huffman. And as I say that, Brandon Holder off track. That's going to give Alex Huffman the top 5 position. He's going to come around the left side of Brandon Holder. A little bit of contact that time between Holder and Landon Huffman. Those 2 drivers are able to continue on. No damage to the cars. Everything's still running good for them. Back up front, we have Barossa and Smith still. Ooh, and Smith put down the fastest lap of the race that last time by with a 2-minute, 12.9 second lap.
Let's see what he puts down this lap.
Definitely something interesting. And the neat thing about it is the last time by, Barossa, Smith, and Hunter, all 3 put down the fastest laps of their individual races. Aaron Smith was the fastest, and then that time by there once again, Frankie Barossa goes yet quicker, still slower than Aaron Smith's quickest lap time so far by 5/100ths of a second. That's half a tenth between those 2, but Aaron Smith back off by about a tenth from what he was the lap prior.
The Huffmans, 5th and 6th. Holder has fallen back to 7th. Mikey Neal Jr. up to 8th. You have Jason Bridges and Ryan Patty rounding out your top 10. As we are on lap number 7 of 34. You gotta wonder, is the 70 playing it easy right now with the tire conservation?
Definitely a very good chance. As Bryce, you mentioned earlier, they have to run longer on at least one of their sets of tires to make it last through the entire race. They only have the 2 in the pits. Very good chance that he's just laying back right now, taking it easy. But then again, both these drivers continue to get faster lap after lap. That's another thing to keep in mind. Are they really, or are they just pushing to keep Barossa pushing to keep Smith behind him, and Smith pushing to keep up with Barossa?
It's a good question. It's it's kind of hard to figure out while they're driving, and without getting on board, it's kind of hard to figure that out. But my impression is along lines with you, BJ, is that I don't believe they're pushing as they could, because I believe they can go faster if they absolutely needed to. And we all know that they have to save a set, and what I mean by that is they have to run double stint on a single set of tires. And man, it's really hard to figure out what set they're going to do that on. If it's going to be this coming up set for the stage, or if it's going to be the tires are on now, or when they get tires when they pit. It's really hard to figure out what they're going to do until we see it.
Well, you're on board with the 70 of Aaron Smith as he's chasing down your race leader, Frankie Baruso. On lap number 8. You can see him, he get right up to the bumper, but he has not been able to make any passes so far tonight as we're closing to the end of stage number 1. Look at Baruso ahead of him. Car got a little squirrely there. That's going to allow the 70 to get in the hip pocket there.
They're both getting squirrely here. This is a very technical part of this track. The S's are known for a lot of mistakes. You have to be very smooth and very careful with your throttle and your brake and how you steer those. Each individual S-bends has a different apex. Some of them have double. And so you have to hit that apex every time. If you don't, you get off rhythm and it just spirals out of control after that. You miss one, you miss them all.
Another thing to be looking at is these drivers have got the 2-stage break, one on lap 10, one on lap 20, and then from lap 20 to lap 34. So your first stage is 10 laps. Your second stage, by the time you go back green, you're looking at right about 7 to 8 laps. We take a look on screen. We have trouble from Ryan Patty in the 30. It's like he just got loose right there. Was able to get it gathered back up and going again while only losing those 2 positions right there. So not a bad job keeping the car clean, even though he got loose, still moving on. But back to what I was saying, they've got, by the time they go back green for their second stage of the race, they'll have right around 7 or 8 laps after they pace. So that's another thing to consider for their tires and their decision to make on the tires. They've got about a 11 to 12 lap stint to the end of the race after the first stage, and a 10 lap stint at the beginning. The middle one's actually the shortest one here for them to really think about and consider saving tires, in my opinion.
Yeah, BJ, I think you're absolutely right. The second, they're going to have to save, like you said, 1 set of tires, but I kind of agree with the lines with you. I believe if they do it on their second stint between stage 1 and stage 2, they'll set them up for the end of the race. I 100% believe in you right there.
Well, look at Farmer put pressure on Hunter as they're side by side. Farmer now fall back in line as they go through the S's. Those two nose to tail. Up front, you still see Baruso, your race leader. 26 laps to go until the race is over with, but we're closing in on stage number 1 here. Baruso just strong during the straightaways. He starts to pull away from Aaron Smith as they come down the main straightaway. Oh, I lied.
Right.
It's not the main straightaway.
Backstretch.
Backstretch.
It's the backstretch.
I should have known. Barney's 2 brothers weren't there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Baruso, as you mentioned, very strong on the straightaways. He's nailing the apexes of the turns perfectly to get that run off of Aaron Smith. And Aaron Smith being so close to his back bumper so often during this race, it's causing Aaron Smith to have to run different pace through the corners or on entry of the corners to avoid contact between him and Baruso a lot of times. So that's giving Baruso the advantage on exit of the turns, heading down these straightaways, and allowing him to maintain that gap between him and the 70 machine. Looking a little further back, and now we have the 7 car, that's Doug Newbigging. He's currently running in 8th. He's having a pretty good race for himself as he's up 8 positions so far.
Up top 8 positions, Doug Nubian. Yes, you're right, BJ. He's having a phenomenal race. There is Scott Fritz, currently running 11th. There's Ryan Patty, who had problems a little while ago. Jonathan Cogswell in the 27, running 13th. You got Tony Iverson, Matt Grenier. David Farmer is lit up the scoreboard. Let's see what happened to him. And it might be nothing, but let's see. Heavy on the binders there. Ah, he just kind of overshot it, huh?
He was lucky that that didn't turn out worse than that. As quick as he went into that corner, looked like he wanted to take the outside of Cedric Hunter there. But that was not going to happen in that tight left-hander. I mentioned yesterday, man, that left-hand turn right there, it's like it's so tight you can take a look at your back bumper as you come around the corner.
We got to move for the here, Aaron Smith.
Right.
So they're going to give side-by-side hang down the back. Sorry to interrupt you there, BJ.
Oh, you're good.
He's the new race leader.
He is. He is new race leader. That was a great move. He went on the outside. He knew he had the momentum coming out of turn number 10. Heading in turn number 11, he outbraked. Again, we say that all the time. He outbraked the 12 of Frankie Barroso on the outside. That is extremely hard to do. He was able to pin the 12 onto those turtles and was able to get the power back down onto the backstretch.
Well, the only way to make a pass is run where the other driver is not running, and that's something that Smith did. As we're coming to end stage 1, there's Terry in the 13 machine going a lap down. As Smith now starting to pull away from Frankie Barroso. Then you got David Farber. He was in the hip pocket of Cedric Hunter there until he made that mistake. They're coming down to the final turn, down the main straightaway. Barney and his brother waving the yellows.
Caution flag waving on the stage. Our top 10 for the stage is Smith, Barroso, Hunter, Farmer, Huffman, Holder, Newbigging, Bridges, and Mikey Neal Jr. rounding out the top 10 to that stage. Aaron Smith coming home with yet another stage win, getting that playoff point and 10 bonus points all the way down to Mikey Neal Jr. coming home with that one final bonus point. Top 10 drivers once again all receiving points for the stage finish, starting with 10 points to the leader, going down by 1 point all the way to the 10th place driver, with the winner of the stage getting the playoff point. Now here in the Cup Series, we have 2 chances to do that, 2 chances to bring home stage points. And in this one, so far, Aaron Smith's been able to do it with the last lap pass.
So this is where the strategy starts coming into play. The pit roads will open when they come around back on the front stretch. They're currently in turn number 9 right now. So my question is here, BJ, I'm talking strategy this whole first stint here. Do you think these drivers are coming to get tires now, or do you think they're going to stay out on this set and take it to the second stage?
I'd get tires on this one, and then I'd run the second stage out, and I'd wait till the next pit stop and get tires, because they're gonna have to take another pit stop after the second stage ends. So then after that, they take another pit stop. That's when I would get tires and have the freshest set of tires to the end of the race personally. That's my thought.
Like where your head's at, because that's kind of what I was thinking too. Because I mean, if you come down pit road now, there's 2 ways of doing it. So what I was thinking too, your BJ, is that they come down pit road, they don't get tires this time. They come and get tires at the stage, and the middle of the second stage, or they can go off strategy if they want to. But I'm on the lines with you that they come in and get tires here.
Yeah, I think tires here. No tires at the end of the second stage. On their final pit stop to the end of the race, take tires. That's what I think. That's what I would do. But I also don't do asphalt. I don't take tires. So what do I know?
I think you might nail it on the head there, bud. We'll see how they come down pit road and get their service here.
I pretend to do asphalt sometimes. I sit and chat and I listen to what a different team's doing. I'm like, okay, I think this would be a good time to take tires then.
So I know last night in the Xfinity Series, we had to save a set as well. So I know a lot of us took fuel only our first stop, but that was also a green flag pit stop. So it wasn't a stage. Our stage was lap 12. Theirs was lap. We actually pitted our green flag stop where they're coming out pit road now, or lap 10. But so a lot of us took fuel only, and our stage was 12.
The majority of you guys only took fuel. I think only
majority
3 drivers took tires on their first pit stops last night. The one thing that I will say that I have learned with tires, or at least on oval racing, I'm sure it's not even close to the same on road course racing, is if you take right side tires, that loosens your car up a lot.
Oh yeah, because to me, it's hard to explain.
The alarm's going off again.
As we see the leaders and the rest of the pack come down pit road and waiting for those left sides popping up in the air. As you see, yep, the left sides are going up. So it's like all the drivers are going to get 4 fresh sets of tires here. But back to our point here, BJ, when it comes to changing tires on road courses, it's always good. Even in real life, I don't think I've ever heard a strategy of a cup team taking just right sides or just left sides. I don't personally have never heard that, but I can't ever say it never happened.
Well, let's say the 71 only took one or right sides.
The 71 took none.
Oh, none.
Judging by his pit time, it does not look as though he took any tires on that. Looks as though this is his time to save tires here at the end of the first stage. But with that, all the drivers are out of the pit stop. I will see if we can get a quick word with the driver of the number 70, our stage winner, Aaron Smith. Aaron, BJ DeVal, open the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I've got you.
So you came home with another stage. You're looking good to hit your game plan of going 3 for 3. What's your take on the competition tonight compared to the last 2 nights?
Well, they've certainly been a lot tougher. We had the top 4 under a blanket there for a while until Frankie and I jumped onto our own little island at the front. But it should be a pretty hard battle to the end, and looking forward to seeing what happens with Cedric here. It seems he's taken like a different tire strategy, but looking forward to seeing what the rest of the race has in store.
It's definitely something to consider. You're going to have a car starting beside of you that did not take tires on that one there. Is that a concern, especially heading into the tight hairpin left turn on the restart?
Yeah, I think he'll have some pretty good grip at the start of the run, but since he has that extra wear on it, I don't know how long it's going to last him at the front. But it should be interesting to see where he stacks up after the final green flag pit stop in the last stage. Well, I'm not sure how big of an advantage I'll have at the beginning of that run, but we'll see.
Well, one more question, we'll let you get out of here. You got 2 more stages, the second stage and then the final stage to the end of the race. What's your game plan? What's your strategy? If you don't mind giving a little bit of insight into it.
Well, I'll be taking tires in the last stage probably, and I'll just try to stay at the front, get as far out as I can, if I can pull away at all, and see what I can do with that.
All right, well, we'll let you get back to it. Good luck to you.
All right, thank you.
So it looks like the 71 of Cedric Hunter is on that counter strategy, BJ, as you and I were talking about before. So it looks like what I believe he is planning on, what I'm thinking he is going to do is stay out of the second stint, get 4 fresh tires for his second stage, then split the last stint in half and go get us the other set after that. That's kind of what I'm banking on here. What do you think?
I think you shouldn't take tires to the whole race.
I think Steve is nuts. That's what I
Yeah.
think. What do I think? I don't know. I get paid to talk. I don't feel like I get paid to think. Steve hasn't given me permission to think yet. He just tells me to show up and talk.
Well, going back, we finally figured out what the alarm thing was, on Monday night. That drove me insane. I was thinking the whole time BJ or Bryce were having someone break in their house and fixing to, kidnap them or something, or murder them. And come to find out, it was because every time a car went down pit road, it go, wee, woo.
He doesn't do that on ovals, so I wonder if it's just a road course deal, especially on this one because it's an F1 track.
It is a Formula One thing. I can confirm that much. I remember the first time I was in a Formula One car and was driving by the pitch and I heard that. And I was in VR the first time I was driving Formula One. Yep, car going up pit road. I was in VR the first time I heard it, and you should have seen me looking all over the place trying to figure out where in the heck this thing is coming from. And I'm like, what is wrong with my car? These things have alarms and it's dying. I was freaking out. My driver's going, calm down, calm down. I'm like, this thing's gonna blow up.
Well, I just thought someone was going to kidnap one or two of y'all.
Well,
Can be. I don't have to go to work in the morning.
That's the reason why I said that's the reason why I told you Monday night. If it says back door, run. Lights are out on the pace vehicle. Hunter using that inside line for the restart. Will you have anything for these drivers on fresh tires since he did not take a set of tires?
You heard it from Aaron Smith. He thinks that Cedric Hunter's going to have good grip at the start. I mean, he does. Cedric Hunter has had enough time for his tires to cool down some while pacing out here, so he's taking a lot of stress off those tires. Obviously, he can't add wear back, but allowing them to cool down, it's allowing them to regain some of that grip. It's really going to help him on a restart through at least the first couple of turns. I feel like the S's are where we're really going to see the difference. His tires should be starting to get heat back in them at that point. They will heat up faster than the other drivers' tires with the wear on them already. So what I'm most interested in seeing is what's going to happen, how he's going to stack up when he gets to the S's.
I think through the first lap he'll be okay, but once he gets past that and goes to the stadium section, and then he turns back on his second lap through the S's, I think that's when you're going to start seeing it.
So the next stage will end on 12?
20.
20.
Yeah, 20. That thing.
So that would be 14 to go. The second stage will end.
You got 22. So they only really technically have to run 8 laps on this next stint.
Roundabout, yes.
So can Hunter hang on for 8 laps? Or will he fall back? Look at Jason Bridges up 10 spots. He will restart in the 4th position on the outside of the second row.
He's another one of those drivers that took fuel only, and Matt Grenier had a 5.5 second pit stop too. So I'm curious to see if that was fuel only or what that was.
Mo Abbott, Grenier, and Cedric, the drivers, to not take tires. Everybody else in the field did take tires. The exact opposite of what we saw from the first pit stop last night in the Xfinity.
Definitely making it a little bit more exciting, a little bit more dramatic here at the Circuit of Americas, the Cota 34. The Porsche bringing the Cup Series down to the green flag.
I want to see that Porsche race them. I don't think they'd have anything for it.
Nope. I don't think so. I think that Porsche will walk away. Have you ever seen the F1 pace car on these tracks?
I don't know. I've never been far enough forward to see an F1 pace car.
Not about in real life.
I'll admit, I don't watch Formula One in real life. I enjoy driving them on iRacing. Don't watch them in real life.
I'll tell you about them after this restart.
All right, the field's in the hands of the 71 of Cedric Hunter as he comes down to the Michelin restart zone. Green flag is in the air. He's fired as he heads into turn number 1. Good start for Hunter. Into turn number 1 there. He has to take it easy. He's going to overshoot it. That's going to allow Aaron Smith to the inside. Hunter will get back on the track there. Farmer.
We got one around.
Oh.
Major contact.
Mayday. Mayday.
Unfortunate turn of events for Alex Huffman. He was having a really good run for him here tonight as he moves way back. Doug Newbigging off track now. He's falling clear back into 15th. Still showing off track for Doug Newbigging. See there, the 8 car just snapped loose down off the track. That is Mikey Neal Jr.
There's a lot of guys around here. We got Scott Fritz around. We got another one around. There's carnage everywhere right now. It's only lap 1 in the second stage.
Drivers struggling on the new tires. Out front leading is still Cedric Hunter. Aaron Smith in second. Jason Bridges up 11 positions. He's in third. David Farmer in fourth. Frankie Barroso rounding out the top 5. There's the replay of Scott Fritz. Looks like he got caught by the 72 of Tony Iverson getting loose off of that corner.
Hunter out in front here at Cota in that 71 machine. Second place is Aaron Smith. Jason Bridges up to third. Bridges and Hunter did not take tires, and they're holding their own, that's for sure. And then you have Farmer in that 4th position. 5th is Frankie Barroso.
Field now single filing back out. No big movers, no big shakers early on. Cedric Hunter still doing a great job. He's out to a 1.5 second lead over Aaron Smith and doing a fantastic job right now, sticking up there towards the front. Looking a bit further back, we've got the 4 car of Alex Huffman. He's trying to get back on track. He's trying to get moving back forward once again. He was having a really good race. He's back up to 9th now. See
David Farmer's around, turn 1. He's waiting for everyone to get past him. He's able to get back up and going.
As he just loops it on his own there. Jump break for David Farmer.
Did a good job getting that thing quickly into reverse. Sequential shifters takes it a little bit longer usually to knock it from a forward gear into reverse. He did a good job there getting that thing back down. We see now the tire difference between Cedric Hunter and Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith has knocked that gap down to 0.4 of a second, right about a 1 car length gap, 1.5 car length gap between those two drivers. That was a 1.5 second gap, has now been cut drastically between Cedric Hunter and Aaron Smith. There is David Farmer on the route to recovery after spinning out moments ago. He's back there with Alex Huffman now. Alex having issues just moments ago. Ryan Patty up 10 positions. He's in 7th right now. We'll take a look on board with our 2nd place driver and stage 1 winner, Aaron Smith. He's just taking it nice and easy right now. Doesn't appear as though he's pushing the car or really trying to drive it hard to stick with Cedric Hunter or even try to pass Cedric Hunter. staying nice and calm right now as they come through the Whataburger turn. Now heading into turn number 20, heading towards the front straightaway. Aaron Smith closes the gap majorly in the sharper turns. Allow Cedric to pull away through the straightaways and the more sweeping turns. Through the real sharp turns, you'll see it right here. Aaron Smith on fresher tires. He's allowed to brake, able to brake later, able to really drive the car into the turns a bit harder than Cedric Hunter right now. You saw the effects of it right there. Closed that gap massively into the first turn.
When they get on the straightaways, that 71 machine of Cedric Hunter just pulls away. So Smith is stronger in the turns, and Hunter stronger on the straightaways. As you got to remember, Hunter did not take any tires, just fuel only. So did Jason Bridges, only took fuel. But there's Frankie Barroso. He led until the last lap of the last stage, when Aaron Smith got around him for that stage win. Frankie Barroso currently in that 4th position. You got to wonder, he's got to get it back underneath him. He has one more chance after this final stage.
Yes, he does. He's more or less, he's proven in that first stage that he has what it takes to win this race. He's got to get moving, though, sitting back in 4th. He's got a sizable gap between him and 3rd place of Jason Bridges. He's also on fresher tires. Not real sure what the mindset is or what the game plan is. Cedric Hunter that last time by running a 2-minute 12.8 second lap. So these drivers on the older tires still running very fast laps, still running up there with some of the fastest laps of the race. Just a little bit off of Aaron Smith with the fastest lap of the race at a 2-minute 12.65 second lap. So these drivers still have what it takes to push those cars and get further and faster on these older tires. So not a lot of wear showing on these tires. Aaron Smith, you see him closing the gap now on Cedric Hunter once again.
It almost seems like Cedric Hunter he might be braking a little bit sooner, and that allows him to get the good momentum on the straights. And Aaron Smith is clearly outbraking him, and I think that's hurting him on the exits of all the turns.
Into turn number 1 there. Look right there. That's where Hunter pulls away from Smith. But in the turn, Smith just closes the gap. So yeah, you're probably right. And there's your 3rd place runner, Jason Bridges. He'd been quiet all night until pit stops when he took just fuel only. Frankie Barroso led 9 laps of the last stage. The final lap is when Aaron Smith got around him. You got to wonder right now, as Aaron Smith has played it safe, to try to save those tires.
There's definitely a good possibility with the late braking, though. It's been my experience the times that I have ran Formula Racing here on iRacing. Braking later puts a lot more wear on the tires, but it's kind of a catch-22. You put more wear on your tires, on your rears whenever you brake late. It seems like in braking early, I don't really know how to explain it. It one way wears out the fronts more, one way wears out the backs more. I feel like Aaron Smith that time overshooting the corner. Not something we see out of Aaron Smith. It's going to allow Jason Bridges in 3rd to close the gap on Smith. Smith now in danger of losing 2nd.
I wonder if we're seeing something here, because you see the 1st and 3rd positions both did not take tires, as you see the 2nd position of Aaron Smith did take tires. Excuse me. So I'm curious to see here if what's going on right here, because if Cedric and Jason both not take tires and they're able to keep up with Aaron Smith like this, I wonder if that's going to play in Aaron Smith's head later. Say, hey, I don't have to come take tires. I can extend a stint out, because I know even on just a full tank of fuel, I'll be able to keep up with the leaders on fresh tires. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to throw a wrench in everything.
Did you see those birds fly by?
Did indeed. I don't think I've ever seen that on iRacing.
And look, there is Jason Bridges for the pass for 2nd. Smith going to try to cross him back underneath there as they're side by side. Aaron Smith with the momentum on the outside of them as they go down that straightaway into the S's.
Yeah, going back to the conversation about these two drivers being on older tires, not only are they able to keep up with Aaron Smith right now, but Aaron Smith was actually slower than Cedric Hunter by a full second, slower than Jason Bridges by about a second and a half. He's in danger right now on his fresh tires. It's like the fresh tires just don't have the grip, or don't, whatever it is that's playing into these two drivers' favor with these older tires. It almost makes you scratch your head and wonder if you shouldn't just try to run it out to the end of the race from where they're at and see if it's not going to help them.
And when we do the interview for the second stage, I wonder if Cedric is willing to tell us a secret if he actually did come down and take tires, or get a single side of tires, or he came down and went fuel only. But yeah, it's throwing a wrench and everything too, because I'm even confused in what I'm seeing right here. I don't know how, after now we're almost 2 laps into the stage, I don't really know. By now the new tires should be all heated up. They should be nice and nice and grippy. He should be pulling even close to Cedric Hunter, or even past him. So this whole stint has blown my mind. I'm really confused right now, BJ.
You and me both. You and me both.
Let's Cedric Hunter way out in front, passing the Waterberg turn in that 71 machine. From Ontario. Is it Ottawa, Ontario? Is that how you say that?
Yes. I think Ontario is a province, just like a state here in the United States.
Yes, it is Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
How about that? We didn't even have to ask Google. There is Frankie Barroso still running that 4th position. There is the 31 of Brandon Holder and Alex Huffman and David Farmer. As we saw in that restart from the beginning of the stint, where the 4 and the 84 both had problems. They're both 6th and 7th on the board. But right now, we're on got 16 laps to go, so basically 2 more laps left of your second stage. Cedric Hunter out front here at the Circuit of Americas at Cota. You're watching Ultimate Dirt TV, the Bluegrass Cup Series.
Aaron Smith now able to close that gap once again up to Cedric Hunter. It's only about a car length and a half gap. But, well, then you look at that view and it looks completely different. So, still a decent gap between those two drivers, looking about a half a second. Aaron Smith has closed the gap compared to what it was. It was over 2 seconds at one point in time. I don't know if that was a mistake from Cedric Hunter, or if Aaron Smith just got the car back under him and got to driving smooth once again. But he has brought Jason Bridges right along with him. Bridges is also starting to catch up to both of these drivers, sticking right with them. These 3 drivers, you throw a blanket over them. Looking on back, you've got Frankie Barroso. He's not off to as good of a run as what he had in stage number 1. Maybe he's over driving the car, trying to get back up to the front. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But Barroso sitting in 4th right now. You know this is not what he's wanting to see after such a good run in the first stage.
There's Tony Iverson currently running 13th on the board. Doug Newbegin out. Mikey Neal Jr. and Landon Huffman all out of the race right now. Meanwhile, coming to, I believe, 1 lap to go. Am I right, BJ?
Yes. 1 lap to go, and across the stripe will be 14 to go, and that will be the end of the stage. That will be lap number 20. Aaron Smith still sitting in 2nd. Cedric Hunter still leading the way. Jason Bridges 3rd. Frankie Barroso 4th. And Brandon Holder rounding out the top 5. Biggest mover of the race right now is that 3rd place driver of Jason Bridges. Pit strategy playing into his favor. Doing a good job maintaining that 3rd position. And there once again, that pit strategy, that not taking tires, really working out to the 1st and 3rd place drivers' favor.
You see when there might be a move right here for the lead. They're in the turn 11 hard braking zone right there. It's like no move will be made. But one thing I'm seeing too here now, Steve, is the fact that the 70 has closed back up to the 71. And we saw this in the last stage. We saw that Frankie Barroso had a little bit of a lead on the 70 of Aaron Smith. But he's able to close the gap and make a move on the last lap. So I wonder if he's trying to do that same move here.
Well, they share the same sponsor, the Roasted Jim's Coffee. You got to wonder. Well, we know one is drinking iced tea.
He's always drinking his iced tea. It does beg the question, a couple of different questions. Are they playing nice because it like sponsors, they got to please the sponsor. But on the other hand, as Bryce, you mentioned, Aaron Smith did do the same thing in the first stage, kind of laid back, allowed Barroso to pull away from him, and then at the end of the stage, closed that gap and took the lead away on the final lap. It does almost make you wonder, was Aaron Smith, in fact, babying those tires, taking it easy on them, allowing the leader to push? As caution flag waves on the stage as they come across the stripe, it will be Cedric Hunter winning stage number 2. Aaron Smith in second, Jason Bridges in third, Frankie Barroso 4th, Brandon Holder 5th, David Farmer 6th, Alex Huffman 7th, Matt Grenier 8th, Ryan Patty 9th, and Jonathan Cogswell rounding out your top 10. So, 2 stages of this race wrapped up. One more to go once the green flag comes back out here on Circuit of the Americas. Steve, what's your thoughts on the race so far?
Well, it's interesting.
That is definitely for sure. A lot of things in this race have thrown me for a loop anyways. Bryce?
I mean, the race itself has been, I believe, more entertaining than the last 2 races with Xfinity and trucks. But man, with this strategy call right here, you saw the leader stay out on tires, and I just heard over the radio that Aaron Smith just felt like his tires never warmed up. So it almost begs to differ if he's going to try to roll the dice here and try to stay out and run the rest of this race on this set of tires. So the strategy call is really going to make or break his race. But that puts another, fold in this race and makes this race even more entertaining.
Well, you look at the Bluegrass sponsors on the board. It's Roasted Jim's Coffee, Kinder, Butt Kicker, Nitro Racing, and Huffman.
I really want some more Roasted Jim's Coffee. I can't wait for payday.
I can't wait for a motorcycle.
Why?
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 I don't know. I've always wanted to ride. My family, my dad, and my brother rides. So I was like, I'm not gonna get a big hog like they have, but I'll just get a little street bike and risk my life every time I get on it. So yeah.
You'll get on those little 3-wheeler bikes.
That's right.
Little trike, yeah. I'll make sure I put pedals on it to charge the batteries up. Full on American.
In England they actually have cars that's in 3 wheels.
Yeah, we have them here.
They do, and they are quite entertaining to watch some of them try to make turns and just roll it over as the front wheel with all the weight on it has one single wheel. It just tips, and it's quite entertaining.
It's funny seeing the ones that have the 2 front and the 1 rear trying to accelerate because they have no speed.
Yeah.
Cedric Hunter winning stage number 2. Now you gotta wonder, is Smith, will he take tires for the final stage? Or did he learn something and maybe not take tires? Or does he go ahead and take another set of tires?
Well, they were talking over the comms amongst each other just moments ago, and Bryce mentioned it. Aaron Smith said he felt like his tires never even warmed up on that stage 2. Definitely throwing a lot of things for a loop. I doubt we're going to see him take tires here for that number 70 machine, especially after what we saw out of Cedric Hunter and Jason Bridges, able to run up there in those top 3 positions, run away from the pack, and give Aaron Smith a run for his money when he had the fresh tires of the 3. So I don't expect to see him take tires on this one. Cedric Hunter, Jason Bridges, I do expect to see it out of them. Really interesting to see how things are going to play out after the stage.
As we watch the camera down pit road, there's the pace car. There's Cedric Hunter going into the pit stall.
Do we see the left sides go up on Aaron Smith? I don't.
Yes.
Left sides are going up.
Ooh.
Look at that. The 71 machine flew out of his pits. Cedric Hunter.
He did not grab another set of tires.
I told you.
They were
Go.
original tires.
What
Neither
does
did
say?
Frankie Barroso.
But Frankie took tires last time.
I gotta try to get inside his head. I'll be right back.
I'm just telling you, don't go at all. Don't
I
take
don't
no
think
tires.
I don't think this is gonna work out for him, man. Were you able to find him, BJ?
Yeah. I already knew where he was. I was waiting to ask him questions. All right, Cedric Hunter, be up in the booth. Got a copy.
Yes, I do.
So you came home with a stage win. You didn't take tires after the first stage. You did it again here on the second stage. Ooh, I gotta ask, what is the mindset with this?
Well, I know Iracing put out a patch not too long ago with for these cars that the tires wear, but they don't seem to really lose speed. And like you saw with the fresh tires, it takes a couple laps to really get them up to temp. So for a couple laps, I feel like I'm faster, and then hopefully this works out. I am really questioning though if we can make it on fuel, so that's kind of something I might top up. I'm not sure yet. We'll see when we come back around.
Well, we'll say once you go back green, you're going to have right about 11, 12 laps to go to the end of the race. By our calculations, you're looking 10 to 12 laps on fuel, if I'm remembering correctly. So, are you planning on sticking to the same tire set to the end of the race, or if you have to come in for fuel, are you planning on taking your first set of tires?
No, I'm sticking to these tires.
I said it.
Till the end of the race. It worked. On track position is so important. So I know like Aaron is really fast, but he was having a really hard time trying to pass me. So we'll see. We'll see how it is. I think the being fast at the beginning of the run is going to be crucial. Just making up positions early on and defending for your life afterwards. So I think that's going to be the game plan, and hopefully it works out for us.
I do have a question for you real quick. Do you think with you being out front like this and having those old tires, do you think the clean air is able to help you here? Because you came through the field earlier, you felt the difference between the two already. Is the clean air that much of a difference on road course today?
Yeah, I felt it more going through the S's, that kind of really windy, high speed section. You really feel it there. Other than that, I didn't feel it too much. It's just more the difficulties of passing that's more of a problem than dirty air, unfortunately.
Makes it.
Alrighty, well, congratulations again on your stage 2 win. We'll let you get back at her. I gotta take you down to the Lucky Ducks, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright, well, good luck to you in the final stage of this race.
Thank you very much. Just a heads up, actually, I think I will be topping up because I don't think we can make it on fuel, so just a heads up to you guys in the broadcast booth.
Alright, well, appreciate the insight. Alrighty.
If he knows he don't make it, then more than likely no one else will be able to make it. So I wonder if they're going to do the same thing.
Personally, I don't think it's a move I would make. Not a risk I would take sitting in first. He said it himself. The passing is extremely difficult here. I don't think I would risk it. I don't think I'd give it up, knowing how far ahead he is, knowing that he's not planning on taking tires. if he pits again. I don't think that personally I would. I'd try to get
There
that
they
gap
go.
on the rest of the
Oh.
field. Ooh, Barroso do it the fake. I think I'd stay on track, just as Barroso and Smith are doing. Try to get that gap on the field, come down, splash, go, get back on track, and take off. If they're only a lap or two short, they only need a gallon or two to finish the race out.
Well,
I
look at
don't think that I would have lost the track position. There's a lot of them, though.
over half the field went in.
Yeah, but I think what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of short shifting with these front 5 cars, front 6 now. You're going to see these cars behind them know for a fact that they're going to be closer to the end. They're able to push a little bit more. Don't know if they still have to save or not, but they should. I don't think they should have to save now because they still have one more lap to green. But man, I don't know if I would have came down right there. I agree with BJ. That just doesn't really make sense to me.
I feel like a splash and go would have been a better choice.
Yeah,
later,
especially when your
on.
tires are already warm. Yeah, I agree.
But hey, I'm not the guy on track. Shoot,
Nope.
I don't even know this track. And there's a reason for it.
That is why these guys are the cup drivers. I am stuck in Xfinity, so
That's why I'm stuck in the booth.
Well, now the field's in the hands of Frankie Barroso, who led the first 9 laps of stage number 1. He will start the final stage on the front row. Aaron Smith, Jason Bridges, and Ryan Patty, your top 4.
Frankie Barroso, that pit stop did not take tires. He's on old tires. Will we see the same result as what we saw from Cedric Hunter? Will he have the advantage over Aaron Smith to the end of this race? It worked for Cedric Hunter. Aaron Smith, he's got an uphill battle once again. He started in second in the start of this race. Will he be able to make the pass on Barroso once again and take the race win? Or will somebody from a completely different zip code, such as David Farmer, Tony Iverson, Cedric Hunter back in 7th now, even Scott Fritz, will one of those drivers be able to pull it off in the end? It's still anyone's game. Still a lot of turns left in this race, a lot of chances for mistakes to happen. This is the final stage. This is the time to push it to the end.
and still more than likely one more pit stop in the mix as well. If some of these drivers can't make it, like these front 5, I believe they cannot make it. Come down pit road, that still adds one more thing into this final stint.
Well, we all know that turn number 1 is treacherous, so Cedric Hunter is going to have to take it easy on there. He has no tires. We saw him overshoot turn number 1 on the last stage on the opening lap.
He's on old tires and now in dirty air, so that's another wrinkle.
All right.
So we got new tires on the front row on the outside, tires on the inside. Really curious to see if the 12 goes as good restart as we saw Cedric Hunter had on the last stage. If he does, I expect to have the same result until Aaron Smith tires came up. Maybe he came over the radio earlier and said he didn't feel like his tires warmed up on the end of his last stint. So really curious to see if he was able to get these tires warmed back up. As you saw earlier, you see these cars swerving back and forth. That might look cool. There was a patch earlier that did make that start working, and like as they do in real life, it actually does clean your tires off and heats them up. Might not be as much as in real life, but it does work.
All right, as they pass the Waterburger turn. The pace car making that left-hand turn. The final stage, fixing to kick off. Here, Cota, as Frankie Barroso bringing the field to the green flag. Here we go to the Michelin start zone. Green flag is waving. Good start there for Frankie Barroso. As we head into turn number 1.
Here's Ryan Patty on the inside, taking the leader almost inside. He's going to take the second position away from the 70 of Aaron Smith, as he was not able to. He is able to actually make the pass right there. The 70 is able to come back on his inside, heading in turn number 2, heading into turn number 3 right now. They're still side by side. Oh, Tom Track 70's around. The 70 of Aaron Smith around, maybe a 360, able to get it back going. And it's like he's able to stay out of the gravel trap. That is a huge save from the 70 of Aaron Smith.
Huge save, massive loss though for the number 70. You got two things going against him on that one. He does do a good job to let it loop around, stay out of traffic, keep it out of that sand trap right there, and get moving. However, he's just put a lot of heat, a lot of wear into those tires sliding around like that, and he's got a lot of ground to make up. Now he's falling all the way back into 11th position. Now he's back up into 7th. He's got a long ways to go to try to get back through the field. The 34 of Jason Bridges, he's off track now. That allows David Farmer, Cedric Hunter to move up to 2nd and 3rd. Cedric Hunter restarted this race in 7th. He's all the way up into 3rd now. Those old tires working into his favor. It's definitely a sight to see, something really surprising that I would never expect, even with the new patch. Old tires still as strong as what they are. Not gonna lie, it kind of makes me want to get back on asphalt and try it out.
Oh, Bridges. Get a little sideways there. There's Alex Huffman. Oh, Iverson heavy on the binders. Around he goes. We've seen that several times from him. Frankie Barroso way out in front. Second place, Farmer and Cedric Hunter. Farmer in the 84 machine.
Barroso with... Go ahead. I'll say Barroso with no pressure now. He's got the lead by 2 seconds over David Farmer. Farmer having to defend right now from Cedric Hunter. Cedric's been strong ever since the end of the first stage. Rolled out of the pits in the lead. Had a really strong run to lead the entire second stage. Now looking
David
for
Farmer's around. Turn 1. David Farmer's around.
In a really bad spot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Was there help here, or did he just loop it on his own?
Thinking.
That's the second
on his own.
Well, you gotta think the last time he almost spun it out. He went wide in the turn.
Ooh, that was dangerous.
But Cedric Hunter, the storyline, no tires. Does he have anything for Frankie Barroso into 12? Does Barroso have to come in to pit again? Only time will tell, because Cedric Hunter had to come in before he took the green flag because he was not going to make it on fuel. So it really has you wondering about Frankie Barroso. But Hunter and Jason Bridges, your top 3, Alex Huffman and Aaron Smith. Smith rebounding back up to 5th place.
Yeah, he fell all the way back to 11th very quickly in less than a lap. Made his way back up into 5th. He's still got a bit of an uphill battle. We've already seen throughout earlier stages of this race that it is very difficult to pass. That this competition here is much stronger than what he saw in the truck in Xfinity the last 2 nights. He's got a long way to go and only less than 10 laps to do it, 9 to go, and we'll reach the stripe here momentarily.
This is where you're going to start seeing this rest of the race's strategy start coming into play. And as we know, the 12 of Frankie Barroso stayed out. Same thing with Jason Bridges, Aaron Smith, all of them stayed out going to 1 to green. So curious to see if the 71 who came in with going to 1 to green to top off on fuel, if he's going to be able to make it or not. As we see the 70 of Aaron Smith trying to make a move on the 4 of Alex Huffman heading in turn number 1. Alex Huffman tried to put the block on him, but the block came in a little too late. Aaron Smith's able to he might be able to get a 2-for-1. He locks up the left front. He's got past Alex Huffman. Alex Smith might be able to cross him over right here going back on the inside. That's not going to happen. Aaron Smith able to get comfortable here with in position number 4.
Well, look at this. Cedric Hunter closing in on the race leader of Frankie Barroso.
Barroso in the in the last stage did not take tires, took fuel only. Cedric Hunter has not taken tires the entire race, and those tires are still working in his favor. Look at the time difference right there of the last time by. Barroso, 2 minutes, 14.5 seconds. And that is a second and a half slower than Cedric Hunter with a 2 minute, 12.95 second lap. Barroso doing a good job to stay up in front of him, but does not have the speed that Cedric Hunter has right now on those old tires. Barroso looking left, Hunter looking right, backs off. They both get back in line to head into the hairpin left. Aaron Smith now looking to take over that third spot from Jason Bridges. He's on the right side of him. They single file it back out, down into it. Aaron Smith looks to cross over, get to the ends, get to the left side of Bridges. Bridges doing a good job to maintain, overshoots the turn a little bit by the 34 Bridges. Smith gets the position cleanly, heading past the pit boss turn.
Barroso there trying to hang on because Hunter is coming. Cedric Hunter in that 71 machine won the last stage. In the hip pocket of Barroso, putting pressure. You gotta wonder, is Barroso thinking about saving fuel, or does he have enough as they come down the main straightaway? 8 laps to go here at Cota for Frankie Barroso. As you see him heading down into turn number 1. Hunter just really quick there.
Cedric Hunter just ran the fastest lap on of the race on lap 27 lap tires.
Both of these drivers running the 2 fastest laps of the race. Cedric Hunter beating out Barroso by nearly a half of a second. That is almost a 2 minute 11 second flat lap.
That is faster than the Cup Series qualifying from this action in real life, by the way. That is faster than the actual Cup Series.
Holy cow.
I'm impressed. Like, if you're not excited about that, you're not a racing fan, because that is extremely exciting. These drivers are driving faster than the real life NASCAR Cup Series drivers right now. They are hauling.
Now I wanna put something into perspective. I saw multiple interviews from multiple different NASCAR drivers after the lockdown when they raced on iRacing. Several of the drivers were interviewed saying that iRacing is harder to run than real life because there's no seat of the pants feel. Sure, they can have motion rigs and all that, but they still, no matter what you do, you cannot feel the G-forces that you can feel in the real car.
That's absolutely correct.
We have our force feedback. Yes, sure, they have the motion rigs, they have the VR, they have everything in their favor, but without the G-forces, without the seat of the pants feel, completely different ball games. So with this being harder, and these drivers putting down faster laps than what they did in real life, that is absolutely mind-blowing.
Coming down to 7 to go here at Cota. Frankie Barroso, Cedric Hunter, Aaron Smith, your top 3. Then you got Alex Huffman and Jason Bridges, your top 5. And then you have Brendan Holder, David Farmer, Scott Fritz, Jonathan Cogswell, and Tony Iverson, your top 10 here at Cota. Aaron Smith, you know, you gotta wonder, he was trying to go for a 3-peat. Do you think he gets it done tonight, or do you think his chances were over with?
There is a slim chance of it still. He was faster than the top 2 the last time by. Now, scratch that, take that back. He was identical lap time with Frankie Barroso the last time by. Both those drivers at 2 minutes, 11.43 seconds. There is a slim chance up for him, especially if these top 2 begin to battle. That'll open the door of opportunity for Aaron Smith to gain on him. He's got 4.5 seconds, and as I'm sitting here watching it, that time is rather quickly closing down as these top 2 drivers get closer and closer to each other. it is creating a bit of a slim bit of a battle, the way these drivers are having to cut these corners in order to continue on. Frankie Barossa trying to keep Cedric Hunter behind him, Cedric Hunter trying to get around him. So with that being said, it's allowing Smith to gain ground on them. It is very possible. There's still 7 laps to go.
I agree. It's 100% possible. He can still come out and win this thing. With these, what Aaron Smith needs to see, like what BJ said, is he needs to see these two cars, Frankie Barossa and Cedric Hunter, to start battling side by side, outbreaking each other, and that will allow Aaron Smith to come back in this picture. He is still about a almost 5 second gap right now. He needs these two cars up here to either come down pit road or really start battling really hard.
As you see Hunter closing back in on Frankie Barossa as they come down the main straightaway. Cedric Hunter going to enter turn number 1 a little differently than Frankie Barossa there. Hunter really closes the gap there. There is Aaron Smith. See how far back he is from your top 2.
That last time by, Smith was faster than Barossa by 0.2 of a second. Cedric Hunter faster than Barossa by 0.4 of a second. You see the gap closing majorly between these two drivers. Cedric Hunter putting a lot of pressure on Barossa. This is what Aaron Smith needs to see. The move for the lead is coming right there. A little bit of contact. Barossa's off track, able to keep it going straight though, side by side into the hairpin left.
Oh! Hunter saves it.
It looks like Frankie Barossa did what he had to do there. He had to throw the 71 of Cedric Hunter on his outside, trying to make him miss the apex. As you saw there, it did happen. So Frankie Barossa did the evasive maneuver and protected the lead right there.
That little battle that happened right there. Look at the gap that is closed between them and Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith is still moving. He does not have anybody he has to battle with. He's gained a lot of ground on him. The last time by, Aaron Smith was 4 seconds behind Cedric Hunter. That gap has now closed to just under 2.5 seconds between those two drivers. Cedric Hunter's on the hunt to get back up to Frankie Barossa. Aaron Smith on the hunt to get back up to both of these drivers. Looking a little further back, Jason Bridges and Alex Huffman battling for that 4th position. Right now the story up in front. Cedric Hunter still on the original set of tires. Has not taken tires this entire race. Currently still showing the fastest car on track with the exception of the last lap, the mistakes that happened in that last lap. Aaron Smith, fastest car on track that time by 1.5 seconds over Cedric Hunter and Frankie Barossa.
Yeah, them two cars battling up front has dropped the gap down to a little over 2 seconds now. As we see the 71 curling and battling the 12, or trying to make its way back up to the 12 through the S's, as we see on the board right now. Cedric Hunter was an 1/8 of a second, 0.8 of a second lower than Barossa on that last lap.
You're right, 1/8 of a second.
And look at though, but he's closed up on your race leader. Is he gonna try to go for it again?
This is the turn to do it right here, taking the outside again. See what Frankie Barossa is going to do. If he takes the outside right here and swings him out wide, that might be the case. 71 might be able to cross him over here, but he's actually going to keep on his outside and not going to have the momentum taking the lead on his outside.
Well, he's trying. Barossa also trying to keep him behind him. But
he might try again here.
As you look at Hunter, look at this.
So we might see if he's trying to outbrake him right now. Looks like that's not going to be the case. So they're actually going to be able to get through the braking zone. The 71 of Angela is going to spin out the leader of... The Frankie Barossa got spun out by the 71 of Cedric Hunter heading into turn number 12. Oh my gosh.
Well, that just happened. Take a look.
If I'm Frankie Barossa, I am throwing...
Well,
I'm punching,
he never touched.
He is I was completely wrong. He spun out by himself.
It's like
I think he clipped the
Barroso was
curb.
feeling the pressure there, hit that turtle. You see the whole left side of the car hop. Just opens the door for Cedric Hunter to take the lead away once again. Now we're going to be looking at shades of what we saw during stage number 2. Aaron Smith, Cedric Hunter looking to battle it out to the end of this stage. Smith, newer tires than Hunter. Hunter has not changed his tires this entire race. Still has a sizable gap over Aaron Smith. It's right about 1.7 second gap. Aaron Smith going to have to do what he's done all week long. Close that gap and try to get up there. Cedric Hunter overshoots turn 1 by quite a bit. That's going to cut down a half a second between those two drivers. Smith now heading down towards the S's. Cedric Hunter still out in front, just under a second now between those two drivers.
And as we heard on the radio, that Cedric Hunter believes Aaron Smith is better than him in the S's, and we're seeing that on the time pylon right now. As we actually, Aaron Smith has started to close down the gap right now. He's gained almost a tenth of a second onto Cedric Hunter as the exit the S's, heading into turn number 9 or heading into turn number 10. Excuse me. And the gap is still closing. He has now dropped another 2/10 of a second, heading into turn number 11 right here. Late break into the turn 11 for Aaron Smith. So he might be able to get the apex down, get the momentum back down, and heading into the backstretch.
Well, one thing Cedric Hunter has to do is make his car as wide as possible with the final laps of this stage, or the race.
But one thing, too, here, Steve, you're going to start seeing these cars coming up pit road who cannot make it. Really curious to see if Aaron Smith's able to save enough fuel right there or if he's able to make it at all. Because we all know Cedric Hunter did come down pit road coming to 1 and green on that last stage.
That is very true. He said there was no way he was going to make it to the end of the race. Aaron Smith, with spinning out earlier in the race, he's able to fight back, but there's no way he was able to save fuel during that uphill battle to get back up into the top 3 position. He's got quite a ways to go to get back up to Cedric Hunter, and he's got to be getting close on fuel. That is definitely something to keep in mind as Aaron Smith's coming down pit road. Aaron Smith I feel like he's just relinquished this race over to Cedric Hunter.
Cedric Hunter, look at that. He's going to be way out front because there's Frankie Barroso.
But the real question is, even with Cedric Hunter battling, he did come down 1 lap to go in caution. Did that add him enough fuel to get into this race? There's still 3 laps to go. Personally, I think so, but only time will tell.
The other thing to keep in mind, he's now got a 12-second lead with Aaron Smith pitting. He now has time to back off and save fuel for at least 1 lap. 3+ miles around this track. That is more than enough time to sit back, relax, save enough fuel to go to the end of this race, I think. But Aaron Smith just handed over the win, I feel like. I don't think Aaron Smith is going to have enough time in just 3 laps to get back forward. He's currently sitting in 6th after that pit stop. Barroso's in 2nd. Hunter still leading the way. Bridges 3rd. Huffman 4th. Brandon Holder, the top 5 right now. You see on screen right now, that is David Farmer after his mishap earlier. He's right up there behind Scott Fritz. Fritz having a better run than what he did last night in the Xfinity Series. He's currently sitting in 7th. Good run for Scott Fritz, up 2 positions from where he started.
There's Frankie Barroso. And there is Cedric Hunter. Hunter done a good job all night long trying to keep it clean. Does he have enough fuel to take it to the end?
Say, if I'm Cedric Hunter right now, I have a 13-second gap on 2nd place. I am lifting early, called coasting, then braking. I'm coasting into my braking zone, and I am braking, and I am short shifting to make sure I can make it, if I'm even questioning it.
Into the final turn down the straightaway, coming to 2 laps to go for Cedric Hunter, trying to claim his first victory of the season in that 71 machine. There you see Barroso. Bridges there in third, and Alex Huffman in fourth. Now look at Bridges looking to the outside, going into the turn. He takes over that second spot there. Look at Huffman now to the outside, heavy on the binders. And there's the number 70 of Aaron Smith there.
Aaron Smith just moves his way into fifth through turn number 1 right there. Alex Huffman moves his way into the third and final podium position. Second place of Jason Bridges right there within sights of him. Barroso's falling clear back to fourth. You see him right there between that flying banana number 70 and the 4 of Alex Huffman. He's off pace now from what he was earlier in this race. Starting to struggle in the last couple of laps of this race. Cedric Hunter, as of right now, is not going to have any competition to the rest of this race. You see him there running it down the back straightaway and heading into one of the hairpin lefts. No pressure from behind. He's got nearly a 14-second lead. He can relax to the end of this race and not take any chances for that number 71 the last time by. Actually turned a 2-minute and 15-second lap. I would say he's doing just that by those lap times.
So go ahead, Steve.
I was just saying, there's your second place, battling with Alex Huffman there, and look, the whole gaggle of cars there.
Oh, yeah, this will be the battle to watch as we see those 4 cars. Aaron Smith's going to be able to be on the outside of Frankie Barroso heading into turn number 10 or sorry, well, I'm way off. Turn number 18. Do you see those cars able to get single fouled out heading into turn number 19? Still going to be able to single fouled out. This is still going to be, as we see the Alex Huffman taking the inside of Jason Bridges heading in turn number 20. This is the final 1 lap to go versus 71 on Cedric Hunter. So you see now second place now belongs to the 4 of Alex Huffman, followed by the 34 of Jason Bridges. Jason Bridges under attack again. Frankie Barroso going to take on the outside, just going 3 wide into turn number 1. See if they're going to be able to stick. Jason Bridges able to get the inner apex. It's like Aaron Smith's going to be able to undercut him and get back on the outside, heading into turn number 2. So 31 and Brandon Holder's around and exit turn number 1. So 3 wide heading into the S. This is going to be absolutely crazy. Heading and it's going to be really close to see if they're able to hold it in. It's like the 3 are going to be able to slide out. Oh, we got contact. Aaron Smith's going to be forced off the track. See, he's going to get penalized for that. He actually might, don't know is going to be the case or not. It's going to cut off Frankie Barroso right there. As we see heading into turn number 8. And they're going to be able to stay single filed out. Don't know. Alex Huffman's on the radio right now. Don't know if they're communicating about relinquishing the position or not. So heading into turn number 11, the big braking zone right here. See if Alex Huffman has anything. Aaron Smith's going to be the one to have something for everybody. Jason Bridges takes it wide. We see Aaron Smith be able to take over that 3rd position.
Meanwhile, with their battles, there is Cedric Hunter, your race leader, on the final lap. Picking up his first career win of the season. As you look at Jason Bridges' second, there you have Aaron Smith. Good battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Aaron Smith trying to get one more spot as Bridges there. But meanwhile, look at Cedric Hunter. He's coasting. He's on a Sunday drive, fixing to pass the Waterburger turn. Coming down to the final turn. Picking up his first win of the season. Car number 71 is Cedric Hunter. Aaron Smith with a pass for 2nd. Bridges is out of fuel. Probably. You got to think something happened there. Looks like he's coasting. Right. Aaron Smith will come home 2nd. Frankie Barroso 3rd. Alex Huffman, Jason Bridges, your top 5. In 6th place, there's Brandon Holder coming through the final turn down the main straightaway. David Farmer in the 84 in that 7th spot. Scott Fritz coming down to the final corner He will finish in the 8th spot tonight. Matt Grenier there in the 15. Currently running 9th into the final turn. There's Jonathan Cogswell. In 10th, there's Tony Iverson running out of gas. Mo Abbott getting around him. Mo Abbott will finish 11th. There is Ryan Patty and Brian Terry. What a storied line tonight. Cedric Hunter did not take no tires all night long, coming home with the win.
And Aaron Smith being able to have trouble in that third stage, getting spun for one, then having to come down pit road, battling all the way back up from almost in 7th to 8th place, battling all the way back up to that second podium spot, Steve.
Definitely. What a showing for that young man. As we're waiting for Brian Terry to cross the start finish line. And DeWalt, car number 13. All right, let's go ahead and look at your results on the board. Picking up the win is Cedric Hunter, Aaron Smith in 2nd, Frankie Barroso 3rd, Alex Huffman 4th, 5th will be Jason Bridges, 6th will be Brandon Holder, David Farmer coming home 7th, Scott Fritz at 8th, Matt Grenier in 9th, and Jonathan Cogswell in 10th.
Then they're going to have Mo Abbott in 11th, Ryan Patty 12th, Tony Iverson 13th, Brian Terry 14th, Doug Newbigging 15th, Mikey Neal Jr. 16th, Landon Huffman 17th, and Gabriel Ellison did not take the grid tonight. He'll be scored in 18th.
All right. We get ready for post-race interviews.
I still cannot wrap my head around the fact that Cedric Hunter did not pit for tires at all in this race.
Definitely makes you wonder and scratch your head about the new tire compounds.
Well, Bryce Hunter caught up with your race winner.
Cedric Hunter surprised up in the booth. You got a copy.
I do, man. How's it going?
Mind blown, man. I've never seen that before. I've never seen someone not pit for tires one time in a race and win the race by almost a half a minute. That was absolutely beautiful. But man, heading into the couple laps to go right there, you're battling with Frankie Barroso right there. Tell me, what was going through your mind right there heading into turn 12 when you spun out?
Well, I was being aggressive because I knew I had to save, but like I had it, so I was gonna probably run out if I didn't save in the last few corners. So I really didn't have to save that much. I knew he had to save a lot, so I wanted to be aggressive and force him to now back up his pace and be able to to save that missing fuel that he needed. And it looked really close, honestly, when he spun out. I thought I got into him, but I didn't get an incident. And going back to watch the replay, it looked like he just hit the inside curb and hopped it. So it really sucks for him. It's unfortunate. He was really fast. Him and Aaron were definitely faster than I am. I got lucky, I guess, with Aaron spinning out and well, I guess with both of them spinning out and having to pit for fuel or saving, or it worked out.
Absolutely, yes, it did. Well, you were the man that dethroned the guy going for the Triple Crown today. You took that crown straight away from him. So, man, your car was on rails all night long. I'm really impressed with what you were able to do tonight. So go ahead and say those final sponsors, and I'll get you on your way.
Yeah, I want to give a huge shout out to you guys for doing what you guys do. I want to give a huge shout out to all the fans out there tuning in, as well as the entire Lucky Ducks team, and we had Roast and Gentleman on the car, so it's great to finally win a race with them on the car. I did another league race on Saturday, and there was Brandon and Rosa Gems was supposed to be on there, and it didn't work out, unfortunately, and we got the win there. So it's good to finally have redemption and to be able to get Rosa Gems coffee in Victory Lane. And huge shout out to Aaron and Frankie, man. That they were, like I said, faster than I was. It was just unfortunate circumstance, and the it just didn't work out for them. So great race to them, and yeah, it was a good race.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That was the winner, 71 of Cedric Hunter.
All right. Well, BJ caught up with your second place finisher.
That's right. I've caught up with Aaron Smith. And Aaron, I feel like I've talked to you a lot this week.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good weekend. It's a shame we ended it on that note, but second place ain't bad.
That's nothing to complain about. You should still come out with the points lead after the end of the night. You managed to come home with one stage win, so I've already talked to you once tonight. We heard rumors, we heard conversation that you never felt in stage number 2 like your tires got warm. What was the mindset? What was the thought going through your head after realizing that?
I figured I'd take that last set of tires anyway just to do it. I mean, you never know how much it'll start to wear, and you don't know what the track temp is. I don't really have the stuff available to show that to me during the race, so I figured I'd just play it, like feel it out and see what I could do in that last stage. But I really should have taken that left-hand turn into the pits coming to 1 to go, but I decided I didn't want to have to drive through the field again. But then about two turns into that last restart, the 30 took away that option, so I was able to drive up to second, almost drove up to first, and then realized that fuel was a problem. So it's unfortunate to lose it like that, but as long as it was the teammate, it makes it a little bit better.
Absolutely. I can understand that one for sure. So you guys were able to take it 1 and 2 here tonight. What does that mean for you and your team to go 1-2 like that?
Yeah, it feels pretty good. I mean, we had pretty good speed all race. Cedric and I did, and I feel like we could have had a pretty good race here if I'd been a little bit smarter.
All right. Well, congratulations again on coming home with the second place finish. I'm going to let you thank your sponsors and shout out to everybody who helps make it possible.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Lucky Duck Motorsports for their support, as well as Roasted Gems Coffee, and everyone at Bluegrass for putting this show on, y'all for broadcasting, and everyone for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it wherever we are next week.
Alrighty. That was Aaron Smith.
Well, Bryce Hunter, you caught up with our third place finisher.
Frankie Barroso, this is Bryce up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got a copy, Bryce.
Man, that was a heartbreaker, man. Heading into turn 12, you hit the curb, you spun out. What was going through your mind?
I was just trying to save as much as I can while also pushing at the same time. Cedric did a good job with that. I don't know how much fuel he had left, but I was definitely on the number. So, I couldn't keep going 211s with that pace. But yeah, it's just part of it. I mean, I was trying to defend. I would have said I almost deserved to get shipped a lap before by blocking him into 10, but I'm glad he didn't. I would not have been upset if he did that, but that's racing, and mistakes will happen. Unfortunately, I made a big oopsie there.
Hey, we've all made them. I made them too. So heading into the final lap there, you were in a 4-car battle right there with Alex, Jason, and Aaron, and man, that battle was absolutely insane. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I was just trying to save as much fuel as I can. Yeah, I mean, I did save enough fuel. I wanted to save enough where on the last lap I could then just, push. I almost saved a little too much with the spin there. Probably cost me second if I maybe just gave up first there to Cedric. Maybe try to focus more on fuel. But it, like I said, it happens. But yeah, it was definitely fun. A bunch of need a new pair of underwear moments. I'm glad we all made through, and yeah, that's some good racing there.
Absolutely, yes, it was. Going to thank those sponsors make this all possible for you.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Steve Tucker who made this paint scheme. Aero Designs. Go check them out. Also, thank you to Jason, obviously, for putting a good league. Thank you to you guys for sponsoring. Also, really thanks Cedric and Aaron. They raced me extremely clean. I couldn't have asked for any cleaner than that. So I could have gotten shift a couple times and I didn't. So, thank you to those guys. Those guys definitely know how to race. And I thank them for just an unbelievable show. I hope you guys at home had a good watch.
Absolutely. We sure did here in the booth. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your third place finisher, the 12 of Frankie Barroso.
Well, that's going to close out our evening here with the Bluegrass Cup Series here at Cota, the Circuit of Americas. The top storyline, the 71 Cedric Hunter going to the win, not taking tires all night long. What a good drive for that young man. Well, I'm Steve McMillan with Bryce Hunter and Will Duvall. We're going to sign off. Until next time, God bless. Y'all be safe.